Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. This episode's going to work a little bit differently than normal episodes. I decided to record my commentary in post. So this is not live commentary. I played the game separately and then have recorded the commentary afterwards. Let me know how you guys feel about this format and how this episode goes. It's not something I want to do super consistently just because it does take a lot more time to edit these episodes, but let me know what you think and I can do it a little bit more in the future potentially. So let's take a look at the roster. We're making a couple changes on the defensive side of the ball because the defense has really been struggling. D'Angelo Townsend is going to be starting at left end. I have not been impressed at all with what I've seen from the defensive line in general, but especially Cleto Chol, who has been the starting left end for most of the season. And then we're making a change at corner. I think it's time that George Kiki gets demoted for a little while. AJ Hepburn is better in pretty much every way except for athletic ability. Kiki is obviously a bit better of an athlete, but Hepburn is just a little bit better of a player right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to move Cam Chadwick to the outside and Hepburn is going to play in the slot. And then the rush left end, of course, is going to be D'Angelo Townsend. We take a look at recruiting for the week. Kevin October, very close to committing. We're probably going to lose five-star elusive back Zach Nestrowitz to Maryland. We've got his points maxed out as much as possible, but we're just a little bit too far behind. And then we are going to switch to a hard sell on a guy like Jared Russo and pretty much anyone else that we can switch a hard sell onto where we can figure out what their hard sell is. Another guy we're probably going to lose is Maurice Kite to Miami. I've still got him on the board for now just to see if we can catch up here at the very end, but it is looking unlikely. Other than that, the recruiting board's looking really good. We've got a lot of good commits, and we are currently the 10th best recruiting class in the country. But anyway, let's get into the action for this week. UConn facing off against Iowa State. Iowa State on paper, one of the weakest teams in the Big 12 right now. This is a game that UConn should hopefully dominate. We're kind of middle to maybe high end of the pack in the Big 12 and Iowa State near the bottom. So hopefully we can get a pretty dominant victory here today. We'll start with the first and 10 from the UConn 25 as Welliver is back to pass, and he'll just take the little check down to the left side to Shamar Porter, who makes a man miss and then heads out of bounds at the 45. The pacing of this episode will likely be a little bit different as it'll probably go a bit faster with the fact that I had to make the cuts separately from my own commentary as Porter makes another man miss up to the 42. And now it's going to be a fake to Robinson. Welliver throws off his back foot and finds. That's Terry Overhauser on the right side of the field, an injured Iowa State player, as this will be a handoff to Darrell Robinson, who is experiencing some wear and tear, but gets us to a 3rd down and 6 from the 23 near the red zone. We've got Tobin wide open, but Welliver overshoots him, and it's going to make it a 4th and 6. And we'll have to settle for the Costanzo field goal attempt. He nearly pushed it to the right, but that is through, and it'll be a 3-0 start for the UConn Huskies. As now we'll take a look at the Iowa State offense. They are led by Emmett Slater, the main quarterback for Iowa State. And then they have Dylan Lee, a guy that we've seen in the past, up to an 88 overall, but is experiencing some wear and tear. And then they have Nick Grubb, a redshirt freshman. At wide receiver, it's Michael Parks as the number 1 guy. And then it's Benny Ngoyi as the number 2 wide receiver. Kai Black is the wide receiver 3, and you might see some of Malik Douglas as well. At tight end, it is Jaden Ham leading the way there, and then they also have Alfonso Tiffin. So let's see if the defense can play a little bit better today against a less potent offense, as this pass is complete to Ngoyi on the first passing attempt of the day for Emmett Slater. Now fast forward to a 2nd and 6, and we'll go over the middle, and it's Ngoyi again, but he'll go down with an injury, jump to 2nd and 10, as Slater back to pass, throwing right side, finds his man, as Santos is there for the immediate tackle to set up a 3rd down and 6, and blitzing is Joey Terrell, who gets in the backfield for a sack. It's going to be 4th and 14, and Iowa State will have to punt it away. The offense takes back over, up 3-0 now, and on an RPO will go Dorian Tobin's way. He'll get a pickup of about 4 yards to the 24. 3rd down and 2. Darrell Robinson gets the carry, but they're in the backfield, and it's a loss of a yard. and that sets up a 4th down. We will punt it away. 1st and 10 for the Cyclones now, as Emmett Slater will hand off to Dylan Lee, who's going to be tackled by Raheem Lovelace and Logan Stern, only a pickup of a yard. 2nd and 9. Slater back to pass, check down to the tight end, but Joey Terrell is all over it. Actually, excuse me, that is Logan Stern on the tackle. 3rd and 13 now. Slater downfield, swatted away by Cam Chadwick, and we force another punt. The defense looking a lot better here in the early stages of this game against Iowa State. As now Welliver will throw to Darrell Robinson, and a good juke and a good block from Shamar Porter means that Robinson will get up to the 29. A big pickup for the senior halfback. 1st and 10 from there, as Welliver scrambling a bit to his right. Maybe going to take off to run here. Lots of open space. He is slow as hell, but gets out of bounds at the 15. It's enough for a first. Don't have to be fast when there's that much space in front of you, I guess. As Welliver throws over the middle, and it's knocked out of the hands of Darrell Robinson to set up a 3rd and 8 situation from the 13. And Welliver hit as he throws this time, could not get it off. He did have Porter open. And on a 4th down, we kick another field goal to make it 6-0 as Iowa State takes back over on offense. Slater with 2 in the backfield with him. Fake to Dylan Lee, and then a shot down the field, finding his tight end, but forced out by Robert Butts. It was a great throw, but the tight end just could not hold on. 3rd and 8, Slater back to pass again over the middle, finding Ngoyi, who I guess was not super injured as he is back in the game, but that was a 4th down and 1. They will punt it away, failing to convert. 1st and 10 from the 39. Welliver hands off. Robinson jukes a man, tries to spin another one. Gets close to the first, but just short of it. 2nd and inches from the 49. Max Cadet checks into the game, and he will get the first only barely. And that brings us to the end of the 1st quarter. So we start the 2nd quarter. Welliver scrambling, looking to throw. He wants Tobin. Diving attempt, but incomplete. And that brings up a 3rd down and 10 from about midfield. Blitz on its way. Welliver with some time to throw, though, finds Tobin, but it is short of the first once again. And there's another punt, a defensive battle, and it is a great punt as it is inside the 1. 1st and 10 from the half-yard line for Slater and the Iowa State offense, as Lee does actually get out of the end zone to set up a 2nd and 10 from the 1. Lee will get the carry again. There was a hole there, but closed up quickly. Cam Chadwick on the tackle. And now it's a 3rd down and 8. Slater probably going to have to go to the air, but no, he hands off Lee instead, makes a man miss, but tackled before the 1st down yardage, and another punt away for Iowa State. As now Welliver, out of the shotgun, will toss it forward to Terry Overhauser. He's got a lead blocker, and he's got a lot of open field in front of him. He's inside the 10 to the 5, tackled down at the 2. Terry Overhauser following the Darrell Robinson lead block gets us a 1st and goal at the 2. And you know this is going Robinson's way, and he gets it into the end zone for the first touchdown of the day for the UConn Huskies. Darrell Robinson in his senior season having his best season easily to this point. Another touchdown on the year for him. It'll be 13-0 for the Huskies. Iowa State takes over. Fake to Dylan Lee under some pressure, and down goes Slater. It's D'Angelo Townsend and I believe Alani Sandridge in the backfield on that one. 3rd and 15 as this will be a check down on the screen to Dylan Lee, the halfback. And it's going to be 4th and 7. They'll punt it again. The defense really showing up in a big way today. 6.5 left to play here in the first half as UConn takes back over. Welliver hands off Robinson. Good blocks down the field by Terry Overhauser. And it's a 1st and 10 up to the 42 for UConn. Max Cadet checks into the game, but it's an RPO pass to Dorian Tobin, who will get about 5 yards. Fast forward to play, it's 3rd and 7 from the 39. Welliver under some pressure, hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Shamar Porter, and they want a 56-yard field goal attempt. We're going to go for it here on 4th and 7, and you'll see Shamar Porter by himself on the left side of the field. Welliver sees it and hits him immediately. Had to make a diving grab, but a 1st down is a 1st down. And the Huskies get it. 2nd and 2 as we fast forward to play. Darrell Robinson gets a carry, gets a first, and gets up to the 8-yard line. Now inside the 10, it's going to be 1st and goal for UConn. Shaq McBath is in the game, but this is a throw to Shamar Porter, and he is injured on the play. A hospital pass from Welliver. Shockingly, though, he held on to that football. So it is a 2nd and goal at the 1 for the Huskies. Robinson gets the carry and falls forward into the end zone for his 2nd one on the day. Darrell Robinson has been an absolute menace on the football field this season, getting yet another touchdown carry. That'll make it 20-0 for UConn as Iowa State takes back over. So Emmett Slater and this offense need to get something going. Dylan Lee has not been very great today, but a good run here as Joey Terrell has to chase him down. Some of the best speed at the linebacker room in the entire nation. 3rd down and 2. Iowa State. Emmett Slater to throw, finding Dylan Lee again, who runs over Daniel Hutchison. Santos making the tackle there. Now it's a 2nd down and 1 from the 41. Empty set for Slater, who has all kinds of time. A perfect pocket, and he finds his tight end. That's up to the 17, a 1st down and 10. That's Jaden Ham on the reception. So from the 17, Slater will look to throw again and finding a man again, but it's fumbled this time, forced out by Lovelace and recovered by Cam Chadwick. So even when the defense bends a bit, they do not break, and in fact, they don't allow any points at all, as Cam Chadwick able to recover the fumble, a fumble that I might argue wasn't actually a fumble, but there was no review, and we head to halftime, 20-0 for the UConn Huskies, and really just dominating this football game so far. Iowa State starts with a football here in the 2nd half, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10, and down goes Slater. It's Joey Terrell in the backfield again, his 5th tackle on the day, his 2nd sack on the day. And it's a 2nd and 18 from bad to worse for Iowa State as they've got a false start penalty here. They'll back it up even further. Jump ahead of play. It's still 3rd and forever. 3rd and 13. Looking downfield. It's a little overthrown. It was good coverage from Chadwick anyway. Not sure if that would have been completed, but they do punt it away. 2nd and 13. UConn takes back over. Tobin with a reception and a flag as they tackled him a bit too late out of bounds. Tobin not a quarterback, but appears to still be getting the quarterback protections, as this time Jackson Harper on the jet sweep will bring us to a 1st and goal at the 2. So now Welliver will look to throw, and finding Dorian Tobin in the end zone. Touchdown UConn, and I think you're starting to see how this game went. I said Iowa State was a team we should dominate, and wow, we are dominating. It's going to be 27-0. Have to score on this drive for Iowa State if you want any sort of chance to remain in this football game. Slater to throw, but he throws it right at A.J. Hepburn, who has earned the starting job this week over George Kiki, and he gets a pick of his own. But UConn did go 3 and out on that possession, so it's a 1st and 10 Iowa State yet again on the next possession. Taking a shot down the field, it's intercepted again. This time it's the lead defensive back. It's Cam Chadwick, the senior, up to the 22, getting a pick of his own. And now UConn will take back over on offense. 2.5 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter as Welliver rifles one in there. It's Dalton Schmizniak. Have not called his name a lot this season. He gets pushed out of bounds at the enemy 39. A big 1st down and 10 for the UConn Huskies. 2nd and inches. We jump ahead 1 play as Welliver. It's a 6-man rush on its way, finding Jackson Harper, who's inside the 10, inside the 5. Didn't want to go down, but does so at the 4. 1st and goal for UConn. Welliver is going to hand off to Robinson. He's actually stood up on the 3rd and goal. From the 2 now, it is 4th and goal. They wanted us to go for it. I elected to just take the points with the field goal. And this one is deflected and then intercepted by Joey Terrell yet again. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. You've probably read the title by this point. I think Joey Terrell is an All-American this season. Pick 6 here off the deflection. He threw it, if you look at the replay here, off of Logan Stern's face mask. And Terrell just right place, right time, gets the pick and returns it for 6. 37-0 UConn. This game just about over. At this point, I believe I brought in a lot of the backups, if not all of the backups. 2nd and 18, a sack there for Corin Daly. On 3rd and 9, hit as he throws, it falls incomplete. 4th down and 9, but they ultimately end up turning it over. 1st and 10, this is Neil Powell at quarterback, by the way. The true freshman quarterback who does have some athletic ability, and he's honestly pretty accurate. I think that if for whatever reason at this point Welliver were to go down with a serious injury, I think obviously Tobin would mainly be that guy, but we could consider Neil Powell being the starter for the remainder of the season. A great throw here, finding Jackson Harper for the 1st down up to the 34. Now out of the shotgun, Powell, blitz on its way, will look to throw. He wants a deep shot to his favorite target. It's Jackson Harper in the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. And that'll make it 44-0. But yeah, look at Neil Powell. He's a guy I like a lot. We did get him and Calvin Plummer last season, but Powell a lot more athletic than Plummer, and I think currently has better throwing attributes as well. He's really not a bad quarterback already as a true freshman. And that was the game. 44-0 for UConn over Iowa State. Very dominant victory. Back to the quarterback situation. We do, of course, have John Pelshak coming in next season, and he is a 5-star. He was the 2nd best player in the country, the top quarterback in the country, just happened to be in our backyard in Connecticut. Do you guys want him to be the starter immediately coming out of high school next season, or does it kind of depend? Welliver is only a junior, but he is always a transfer risk because we don't have the brand exposure at UConn, and that is his deal breaker. If he does decide to transfer, we could obviously move Tobin back to quarterback. We could start Neil Powell, or we could just immediately start Pelshak. I imagine being a 5-star and the 2nd best player in the country, he'll be somewhere close to an 85 as a true freshman. Been scrolling through the stats here as I've been talking, and I mean, Joey Terrell just had an insane day. 2 TFLs, both of which were sacks. He had an interception, which was a pick 6, along with 5 solo tackles. He did not have any assists on any of his tackles as we advance the week. Kevin October officially commits to the UConn Huskies. That's the 2nd year in a row we've had a 4-star gem edge rusher commit. So next year we'll have redshirt Adonis Keough and true freshman Kevin October. Joey Terrell does win Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week for this week, and he also ends up winning the National Defensive Player of the Week. I'm telling you guys, I think he's an All-American. We did lose out on Zach Nestrowitz to Maryland. That one we saw coming. We lost out on Maurice Kite as well. That one we saw coming. But still, again, I'm going to say it every time. The recruiting class is going very, very well. We are probably also going to lose out on Sergio Campbell to Oregon and maybe even Jared Russo to Notre Dame. Take a look around the league, and the only one I wanted to mention was that UAB lost to Illinois, their 2nd loss on the season, and now Kansas State and Baylor are the 2 top teams in the country, and both out of the Big 12. We play Kansas State after this upcoming game against West Virginia, and West Virginia, no slouch. They are ranked 18th coming into this matchup, so they are a very good team, and they have a really, really talented offense. And they are, of course, at home this time, so it'll be a tough matchup for the UConn Huskies. Let's see if they can catch a dub. West Virginia does start with football today, so here's a look at their offense. They are led by Khalil Wilkins at quarterback, who evidently does not have a face. Alex Logan is the halfback 1, and Kyrie Burks the halfback 2. At wide receiver, they've got Rodney Gallagher III as the wide receiver 1. Rick-Darius Farmer is the wide receiver 2. Then they have Matthew Pope as the 3. And then the big-time speed threat in Keyshawn Robinson with 99 speed as the wide receiver 4. Mike Heggie is the tight end 1, and TJ Johnson the tight end 2. So Wilkins, what can he do with this West Virginia offense? 1st and 10 from the 25 as they start the day, and it'll be a handoff to Alex Logan, who's met by D'Angelo Townsend for a loss of 2, and Logan will get another carry. This time a huge lane opens up. He'll get the first easily before being thrown down by Daniel Hutchison. 1st and 10 from the 37, a fake to Logan this time as Wilkins throws over the middle of the field, finding his man, and that is a 1st and 10 up to the 44 of UConn. 2nd and 9 from the 43. Wilkins Hands it off. That's the backup halfback, Kyrie Burks, and he doesn't get very far. In fact, no gain. 3rd and 10 from the 43. Wilkins, deep shot down the field, and there is the speed threat, Keyshawn Robinson. I mentioned 99 speed. He put it on display there to get the first touchdown of the day for West Virginia. The first touchdown on the day, period. And if A.J. Hepburn is the guy on Robinson, it might be a long day here in West Virginia. Mountaineers take an early 7-0 lead. So what can the UConn offense do today? They obviously looked very dominant against a lesser opponent in Iowa State, but West Virginia is not a slouch. Pickup of 2 for Robinson to start the day. 2nd down, as Welliver will look to throw, and finding the tight end, Dan Sanders. Tight end's not really been involved so far this season. Sanders makes a couple men miss, tackled from behind, past midfield, up to the 42 in Mountaineer territory. Big first down for UConn. Fast forward to play, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 42. Welliver, deep shot, wants it all, and has Dorian Tobin into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. They have Keyshawn Robinson. Let me introduce you to Dorian Tobin. About the same level of speed, beats his man down the field, and UConn matches with a deep ball of their own. Cole Welliver really has a nice deep ball, and this time it results in 6 points. It'll be a tie football game when West Virginia takes back over. Wilkins out of the shotgun now, 1st and 10 from the 25. Fakes the handoff, looks to throw, has a man wide open over the middle. It's Keyshawn Robinson again. Huge speed down the field, nearly to the 20 before Jamie Santos chases him down. Already to the 22. West Virginia not wanting to be outdone. It's a speed option. Wilkins pitches it, and then this is going to be a carry for Alex Logan. He does not get very far, though. Only the pickup of a yard. So now what will they try on 2nd and 9? Wilkins out of the shotgun, throws quickly. That's Matthew Pope on the reception. Broken tackle from Robert Butts. Cam Chadwick brings him down. 1st and goal at the 4 now for West Virginia. Wilkins out of the pistol. Hands off. Logan untouched into the end zone. Alex Logan. Touchdown West Virginia. Mountaineers retake the lead very quickly. And this is already starting to look like one of those games where the defense just can never, ever get a stop. So the offense is going to have to keep up if we want any chance in this game. 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. Robinson nowhere to go. Got back to the line of scrimmage. So now what will Welliver do on a 3rd and 10? He's back to pass, running out of time, and down he goes. And the Huskies will go 3 and out. So we'll have to punt it away after the sack, and we could not keep up on offense, at least to start. So West Virginia takes over with a perfect opportunity now to take the lead and extend it to 2 scores, as that'll be a short pickup there. 3rd down and 3, as Logan will get the first down easily up to the 49. Alex Logan, 24 yards so far on the day. Logan still in the backfield. He'll get the carry again. Good blocking. Can't get behind his lead blocker, though. So gets about 10 yards. They'll say he's shy of the first, but they get it anyway. On a 1st down and 10 the next play later, Logan upended, but has a pickup of 5 up to the 34. In UConn territory, Logan on the carry again. Nobody can stop him, and he gets up past the 15, stiff-arming Robert Butts as he heads out of bounds. 1st and 10, now 2nd and 9 for West Virginia. Wilkins throws quickly, finding his target, and that's going to be another first down. That's Rick Darius Farmer. 1st and goal from the 3. It's Wildcat formation. Logan hands off to Kyrie Burks, who walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, West Virginia. And like I said, this is looking like one of those games where our defense just cannot do anything. So already a 21-7 hole for the UConn Huskies, and the 2nd quarter has just barely begun, as Robinson will get the carry but only gets a couple yards, setting up a 2nd and 8. It's a jet touch pass to Dorian Tobin, but Robinson misses the block, and Tobin will lose 5 yards. So now it's going to be 3rd and long for Welliver. What does he do? He takes a deep shot down the field to Shamar Porter, who makes the grab. A perfect throw from Cole Welliver. And we're up to the 26 in Mountaineer territory. A huge first down, but we jump forward to 2nd and 6 from the 22. 8 minutes left to play. Angler the target. One man to beat, and he falls into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. on basically 2 plays. I know there were a couple plays before the big deep shot to Porter, but none of them really for any positive yardage. We got a deep shot to Porter and then a deep shot to Angler. 1st and 10 West Virginia, now 21-14 as UConn closes the gap. Wilkins, who, by the way, is still perfect to this point, yet to throw an incompletion, finds his target there for a pickup of 1. 2nd and 9, Logan will get the carry, breaks a tackle, and finds his way to the outside where Raheem Lovelace has to chase him down. A 1st and 10 to the 38 for West Virginia. And now it's a jet touch pass, and this is going to be a pickup of about 10 yards, 2nd and inches. It's Jeremiah Yoder. And this time Wilkins going to keep it. He is not the fastest. His speed is in the 70s. Stiff arms the hell out of Cam Chadwick and gets up to the 26. 1st and 10 West Virginia. A nasty stiff arm there from Khalil Wilkins. This time he looks to throw, takes the check down to Yoder, who's got the first, and goes down at the 15. 1st and 10 in the red zone for West Virginia. Jump forward, it's 1st and goal from the 4. Wilkins out of the shotgun, and he's got Logan to his right, but he will look to throw, and that's knocked down by Daniel Hutchison. Somebody said it in the comments that he is an excellent red zone safety, and I agree. 2nd and goal from the 4, though. Alex Logan again untouched. Into the end zone, touchdown West Virginia. And the UConn touchdown just immediately erased as West Virginia matches and maintains their 2-score lead. It's going to be 28-14 with still quite a bit of time here in the 2nd quarter. We just cannot stop this rushing attack. 1st and 10, UConn. Welliver will hand off to Robinson, makes a cut and gets 7 yards to set up a 2nd down and 3. Still Robinson in the backfield. He is the one who gets the carry, and he gets the first before being dragged down at the 37. 3 minutes left to play in the half. Welliver back to pass, scrambling to his right. Lots of green in front of him, but decides to throw down the field for Shamar Porter, who makes the grab while falling down. 1st and 10 to the West Virginia 40. Now it's 2nd and 10 on the next play. 2.5 minutes left to play. Try to get this to Robinson, but he can't hold on. So now it's a big 3rd down here. Would love to score before halftime. 3rd down and 10 from the 40. Welliver to throw. Wants Tobin in the corner, but it's a touch overthrown. And we really don't have a choice but to punt this away on 4th and 10. So with about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, Khalil Wilkins and the West Virginia offense a chance to add additional points. This one is completed. Broken tackle from Raheem Lovelace as Daniel Hutchison ends up the one making the tackle. That was Farmer on the reception. Out of the pistol now for Wilkins on 1st down from the 36. Down he goes. It's Logan Stern in the backfield to set up a 2nd and 16. A minute 20 left to play. Handoff. Alex Logan breaks a tackle. Santos has to make the tackle, but West Virginia elects to call a timeout after that, deciding that, you know what, we do want to go for more points, and they've got a man wide open down the field. It's Rick Darius Farmer again, and he's up to the UConn 35. 1st and 10 with a minute left to play in the half. Wilkins over the middle, and he's got Yoder again. This has been his favorite target thus far today. 2nd and 3 after the pickup of 7. Jump forward to play. It's 3rd and 3 from the 28. Wilkins, all kinds of time to throw. Cam Chadwick can't get a hand on it, and Yoder makes the catch again. That's his 7th reception on the day already. 1st and goal from the 9. Wilkins, dump off over the middle, and a timeout called by West Virginia as he did not get into the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 1, and we're going to get the stop there on Kyrie Burks. But still 26 seconds now, down to 20 left to play. 3rd and goal from the 2. Quick throw. Touchdown, West Virginia. Rick Darius Farmer on the reception. And the Mountaineers take a 35-14 lead into halftime. Going to need a miraculous comeback from the UConn Huskies here in the 2nd half. And it's going to start with this man, Darrell Robinson. On the first carry of the 2nd half, he'll get 8 yards. On 2nd down and 2, man in motion is Shamar Porter, but this goes Robinson's way, and they rule that he got the 1st down. So up to the 35, it's 1st down and 10 for UConn. Welliver Back to pass, taking another deep shot for Dorian Tobin. He makes the grab at the 10 and finds his way into the end zone. Welliver to Tobin. That might be the best duo in college football suddenly, as Welliver's got a great deep ball and Tobin is just too fast to keep up with. And this is exactly the start the UConn Huskies needed. A touchdown to try to get back into this football game and make it 35-21, still in favor of West Virginia. But we need this defense to do something different. They need to make a change. They need to get some stops. Logan gets a pickup of 4 to start their first drive. 2nd and 6 from the 20. Wilkins over the middle. That is good for a first down to Yoder, his 8th reception on the day. As Wilkins out of the shotgun fakes the handoff to Logan, who picks up a block. He's got a man open over the middle. Guess who? It's Jeremiah Yoder, who gets past the 50 up to the UConn 45 for a 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. As Alex Logan gets the carry again, and he's going to get another first down, dragged down from behind by Raheem Lovelace. And this is the point where I decided to change the defensive line. Alani Sandridge and Moses Newcomb coming in. And you'll see Logan Stern in the middle and Johnny McNulty back in the lineup. He makes a play immediately. A loss of 2 for, that was Kyrie Burks. And now Wilkins under some pressure on the RPO. He throws an interception and Cam Chadwick is the beneficiary of it. He's past midfield, going to be chased down by Alex Logan. But a big turnover for West Virginia. Cam Chadwick getting the pick. And it was the defensive line forcing a rushed throw that led to the pick. So immediately back-to-back plays, that new defensive line lineup making an impact. 2nd and 7 from the 29, UConn on offense as Shamar Porter will get a pick up to set up a 3rd and short. And then it's a handoff to Darrell Robinson. He does not get the first. 4th and 1, we could settle for the points, but we elect to go for it instead. 4th and 1 from the 23, 4.5 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. This is a risky play, but we're going to take the RPO. It's a completion to Robinson, and he gets the first inside the red zone, now up to the 18. A risky play call there for the UConn Huskies. 3rd down and 8 from the 16 as Welliver back to pass, takes the check down underneath. That's Jackson Harper. Didn't get the first either. It's another 4th and 1 situation, and you already know we're going for it. And it's going to Darrell Robinson. He gets a lot more than a first, nearly to the touchdown, but 1st and goal from the 3. Welliver running out of time. Down he goes. A sack for West Virginia to set up a 3rd down and goal from the 11. If we fail this time, definitely have to settle for the field goal attempt. Welliver back to pass towards the end zone. It's Shamar Porter with the touchdown grab, beating his man on the post route. And UConn is now within a score. 35-27, 28 pending the PAT. UConn on the comeback trail. The defense stepping up yet to allow a score here in the second half, and the offense already scoring twice. 35-28, 1st and 10 from the 18 for West Virginia. Maybe in panic mode a little bit now as Alex Logan gets the carry, a pickup of 4. 3rd and 4 from the 24 for Wilkins out of the shotgun. Good pocket. Throws quickly. It's incomplete. Santos forces it out. It was Farmer who was supposed to make the grab there. Instead, they punted away. And now UConn could tie the football game with a touchdown on this drive. 1st and 10 as we get a carry for Darrell Robinson for a pickup of 3 to set up a 2nd and 7. Welliver is on fire. Handoff to Robinson again. And he fumbles the football, but it is recovered by one of the linemen. I think that was Blake Franks making the recovery there. And we'll go right back to Darrell Robinson. We trust him not to fumble again on the 3rd down. And he does get the first. So from the 39 now, it's 2nd and 8. Robinson going out to the right as Welliver hit as he throws. That falls incomplete and sets up a pretty critical 3rd down and 8. We're now in the 4th quarter, 9.5 minutes left to play. Welliver back to pass under some pressure, nearly hit as he throws. He wants Dorian Tobin, end zone touchdown UConn, and the comeback is complete. It's going to be a tie football game. The 3rd deep shot of the day to Dorian Tobin for a touchdown. Cole Welliver has found his favorite target, and it's the former quarterback. Dorian Tobin tying this game up, and now it is fully panic mode for the West Virginia Mountaineers. 35-35. They had a 35-14 lead at the half. In the backfield is Joey Terrell. I'm going to call him an All-American until he wins it at the end of the season, as Alex Logan gets the carry, broken tackle, but A.J. Hepburn cleans it up to set up a 3rd down and 1. This is a big 3rd down. Raheem Lovelace in the backfield, but ultimately Kyrie Burks gets the 1st down and 10 to the 37. As now handing it off again, Alex Logan, but it's Joey Terrell meeting him there. 2nd down and 10, and now we'll jump forward to play to a 3rd down and 5. Wilkins to throw, and this is intercepted by the All-American Joey Terrell. I'm speaking it into existence. He's playing it into existence. This man is a menace on the football field. He is everywhere. TFLs, sacks, interceptions, you name it, he does it. Joey Terrell might be the best player on this football team, as now UConn takes over, a chance to take the lead. 35-14 was the score. Now we're knotted up at 35, and UConn has all the momentum. 2nd and 9 from the 48. As Welliver's back to pass, setting up a screen for Darrell Robinson. Makes a man miss, gets the first, still fighting, but goes down at the 36. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Max Cadet checks into the game. He gets a 1st down easily. Up to the 24. 6 minutes left to play in the game, as it looks like we are inevitable at this point. Robinson, another good carry, gets another 1st. And a timeout is called. Must have been an injury timeout, as neither West Virginia or UConn was charged for one. Robinson gets the carry, and now it's another injury timeout for West Virginia. And this is hurting our cause. We could be chewing even more clock here. 4.5 minutes left to play. 3rd and 3 from the 4. Not goal to go, but it doesn't matter as we find Dorian Tobin in the end zone for the 4th time today. 41-35. UConn has taken the lead away from West Virginia. Down as much as 21 points and now up by 7. And this is where it gets dramatic. 1st and 10 West Virginia. They've thrown this game away. Can they get back in it, though? Wilkins, under some pressure, finds it, man. Finally, it's Keyshawn Robinson. Great play there by Wilkins. Robinson just short of the 1st, and now it's a 3rd down and 1 from the 34. Wilkins brings the man in motion, but will keep it and gets around the edge. Hepburn having to make the tackle, but a 1st and 10 to the 44 for West Virginia. Wilkins now back to pass on the fresh set of downs, finding Rick Darius Farmer over the middle. Santos couldn't chase him down. It's a 1st and 10 up to the enemy 36. 2nd and 10. As now Wilkins to throw underneath, finding his man and outrunning the defenders. And that's a 1st and 10 up to the 19 for West Virginia. And it's going to be a handoff to Kyrie Burks on 2nd down and 10. Now setting up a 3rd down and 6 from the 14. They have to get into the end zone here. 2 minutes left to play in the game. As throwing it away is Wilkins, and the game may very well come down to this. It's a 4th and 6 from the 14. Have to get to the 9, maybe the 8, as Wilkins throws, swatted down by Cam Chadwick. But the game's not over yet, as Cam Chadwick here makes a great diving play to swat this down. But I mentioned the game's not over. It's 3rd and 7, a 1st down needed for UConn to put the game away. Terry Overhauser comes in motion, but he's not going to get the 1st. West Virginia burns all 3 of those timeouts, but they are going to have some time on the clock to try to tie this game up and send it to overtime. 1:35 to be exact. 1st and 10 from about midfield, as Wilkins gonna go down to a Logan Stern sack, and I think we found something with Logan Stern in the middle rather than on the outside, but we'll come back to that later as Rick Darius Farmer makes a reception to set up a 3rd and 10. A minute left to play from midfield, from the 49 to be exact. Khalil Wilkins looks to throw over the middle. Great throw, finds Yoder for the first time in a while. That's his 10th catch on the day, though. 2nd and 10 from the 21 for Wilkins in this West Virginia offense. They need the end zone. Wilkins time looks towards the end zone, nearly intercepted by George Kiki, who is playing in place of the injured A.J. Hepburn. And now 3rd and 10 from the 21. Wilkins to throw, intercepted by Joey Terrell, and he puts the game away. His 2nd interception on the day. Joey Terrell waves goodbye to the West Virginia crowd, and UConn going to get the come from behind victory. 42-35 is your final. Joey Terrell. I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to stop saying it. This man is an All-American. UConn shutting out West Virginia in the second half to get the come from behind victory, winning the second half 28-0 for the 42-35 win. And look at Cole Welliver's stats on the day. 6 touchdown passes, nearly a 70% completion percentage, an absolute beast on the football field. And Dorian Tobin is a crazy wide receiver, getting 4 touchdown grabs on the day. What a game from UConn. So what did you guys think of the post-commentary episode as we'll scroll through the stats? 338 yards, 6 touchdowns for Cole Welliver on nearly 70% completion percentage. 22 attempts for 83 yards, not nearly as efficient for Robinson as we are used to, but still a very good day. Did have the fumble that, of course, we recovered. Porter 6 for 109, Tobin 5 for 145, and 4 touchdowns. And then there was just kind of everyone else. It was Porter and Tobin. That's the passing game at the moment. And then defensively, Raheem Lovelace leads in solo tackles and total tackles with 10. We actually had 3 guys with 10 total tackles. Hutchison Santos joining Lovelace there. But I think that the hero of this entire episode is Joey Terrell. He had 2 TFLs. Didn't have a sack today, but did have a couple in the previous game. Logan Stern, though, 3 TFLs with 2 sacks today. But Terrell did, of course, have a pick 6 in the last game and had 2 interceptions today, along with 1 from Cam Chadwick. Just an insane performance these past couple weeks from Joey Terrell. Could not possibly be more impressed as UConn improves to 5-2, a crazy victory against West Virginia. And next week's matchup is against the #1 ranked team in the country, Kansas State, as Jeffrey Ritchie, seeing that performance, decides to commit, but we do lose out on Sergio Campbell to Oregon. Logan Stern winning the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Much deserved, but I probably would have given it to Joey Terrell. Like I mentioned, Kansas State, #1 team in the country. The next episode, we will be playing them and seeing if we can get an upset. Can we hang with the best teams in the country? And, you know, maybe we end up in the playoffs at the end of the season and can prove that we belong. Here's a look at the media top 25. West Virginia is still 18th. I think that's very deserved. They probably should have beat us, so I don't think them losing a spot makes a ton of sense. As I'll scroll through the standings really quick, but again, let me know what you guys thought of the episode. It's a little bit different, and it takes me a lot longer to edit these episodes, so they may be less frequent, but you can let me know if you prefer this style of commentary a little bit more, and a little bit more of sort of highlights of the games rather than pretty much every single play of the game, but just trying some new stuff, wanting to see what people think. But anyway, that is just about going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for the continued support. I can't tell you how much it means to me. By the way, there is now a Discord, so if you want to join the Discord, feel free to do so. And it would mean the world to me if you want to become a channel member. You can pay as little as $1, and it does help me out a ton, and you'll see some benefits in that Discord server as well. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you find yourself coming back on the regular and you are already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one, where we face off against #1 ranked Kansas State to see if we can get a huge upset victory.